Good afternoon, dear viewers. This is the news. Today we will tell you what changes await us in the near future. Our correspondents will tell you about the most important topics. Stay with us. Briefly about the main news. Public Bank has launched the issuance of cash from cards at the box office. The new service of Public Bank allows you to withdraw up to 500 hryvnias at a time at the checkout of the store or the supermarket. The service is already working and available in POS terminals of 65,000 outlets. The number will grow. In order to use the service, you need to pay for the goods at the checkout with the bank card and notify the cashier of the desire to withdraw cash. The maximum amount of cash withdrawal per transaction is 500 hryvnias, regardless of the purchase price. Confirmation of the operation is performed by entering the PIN code of the user cards. About the unusual changes in weather and climate that worry many, Anya Romanuk will tell you about it in her special report, Weather Surprises.
People started talking about the problem of global warming long before today. According to scientists, it is the cause of critical climate change, which in turn leads to global cataclysm. If every Ukrainian noticed weather changes only in other countries, today almost everyone can feel it for themselves. Hurricanes, tsunamis, tornadoes, all this is becoming more common in non-tropical regions. Scientists claim the change in the thermal map of the planet lead to the formation of more cyclones, and it is known that they cause all this natural phenomenon. As a result of the arrival of a powerful cyclones on the territory of Ukraine, various unusually for us phenomena appeared all over the country. The most impressive was the appearance of a tornado in Ternopil and Kherson regions. Impressive because for areas with temperature climate, this does not happen often. We offer you to view a witness footage.
Ніхера се дує. Офігеть. Торнадо? Чи що?
Also, in the Kherson region, a new temperature record was set to 37 degrees Celsius. This temperature is the highest in all observation since 1946. And while in one part of the country temperature record a third, in another in the summer it shows. This is exactly what happened in the Lviv region and in the Carpathians. The ground was covered with snow, and in some places a hail the size of a wild egg pill. The temperature dropped to -6 degrees Celsius. Weather forecasters advise to be careful and report a storm warning. It is difficult to even imagine the consequences of global warming in the future, but its impact on our lives is difficult to deny. Representatives of the world scientific community are increasingly calling the climate problem the main problem of the century. And now that we have felt its impact on ourselves, we begin to understand its importance. So the next time you decide whether to turn on the light in an empty room, remember that even such a trifle will have a huge impact on your life and the lives of your children.
And we continue. Transport news. The third stage of easing quarantine has recently begun. The most important thing is the removal of a restriction on passenger transportation by rail and interregional transportation by road. In what direction did the roads and tracks open and how long to wait for the air to open? The epidemiological situation in most regions of the country allowed for the introduction of the next third stage of easing quarantine measures. The main achievement of this stage is the long-awaited launch of passenger transport by rail and road, which is the second stage of the resumption of the regular passenger service. From June 15, Ukraine will resume flights to several tourist destinations. The Minister of Infrastructure Vladislav Krikly talked about it. In-country flights may be resumed early. It is noted that active work on these issues have been underway since June, as most countries around the world have closed their borders, and only with the opening of the tourist season and entry for foreign guests has it become possible to synchronize this process. In December 2019, a new virus was discovered in China, which causes several lung disease. Today, the coronavirus has changed the lives of millions of people. We have never known anything like this before, so we must show that we can act clearly and coherently. Let's listen to reporter Stanislav with new information for you.
Thank you, Max. Coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus. We hear this word everywhere and always. This is a word that everyone knows. This is a word that has affected everyone's lives. We have been knocked out of the usual rhythm of life, and also most people think that everything is over, but that is not true. During the apogee of panic, the number of patients was measured in thousands. All countries closed the borders, imposed quarantine restrictions. Millions of people isolated themselves without going to work, without receiving a salary. And now what? Now quarantine restrictions are gradually being lifted, borders are being opened, air services are being restored, and public transport is operating. It would seem that this is a logical end of quarantine and after such an illness eliminated. But if you look at the number of patients now, you can be unpleasantly surprised by the number of 7 million people. That is, when there were 10 or even 100,000 patients less, all conscious people stayed at home. All public places were closed. Any crowds of people would be unacceptable. And now, when I go outside, there is not even a trace of quarantine restriction left. If you do not change something urgently, then the 2 months we spent at home may be in vain. And even worse, because due to such disregard for the rules, there can be a new boom in sickness rate. Also, everyone understands that quarantine restrictions are killing national economy. But I think lives are much more important than money. Anyway, we will pass this new coming crisis. We have been dealing with them for years, but to pass fatal disease could not everyone. That's all from me right now. Stay home, stay safe. Max, take the word.
That's all for today. You can watch other newscasts in our YouTube channel. See you later. Be safe.
You're just gonna pop them like watermelons, baby. Just bam, bam.